All right, Steelers Nation, here we go. Steelers Talk Live here from Dallas, Texas on a Wednesday. Welcome to all the real ones that showed up right at the beginning of the show. Can't wait to break down all the great stuff that we got for you today on Steelers Talk Live. On today's show, we're going to be covering the latest juicy Steelers news and rumors for you guys. Then I also have some Steelers cut candidates. Going to be doing something a little bit different today, where the cut candidates are going to be players that made the Steelers roster last year. I got 8 names of players that made the 2022 roster that might not make the team this year. And then also we're going to be having another community discussion here on Steelers Talk Live. This time on the docket is head coach Mike Tomlin. It's going to be a fantastic show. Now to get into the comment section and let me know, who is your favorite active Steelers player? So out of all the players on the Steelers roster, all 90 guys, which one is your favorite? For me personally, if I'd have to pick just one right now, I would have to pick Minkah Fitzpatrick. I love me some high-end safety play. He led the Steelers in interceptions last season. He made an all-pro team. He is absolutely fantastic. And when it comes to free safeties in the National Football League, in my opinion, he is the best out of all of them. I cannot wait to see how good he's going to perform here in 2023 with an improved secondary here with Patrick Peterson in there. I think that Minkah Fitzpatrick is going to have a fantastic season. He's going to put himself in that conversation with Troy Polamalu as one of the best safeties in Steelers history this year. Now I want to bring on, or actually I'm going to give some shout-outs here real quick. Matt Hyde says Cam Hayward. John Meekin says Christian Kuntz. Robbie Jones says Pickens. Steelers dad says TJ. Damian Roy says entire team. All right, man. Not playing favorites. I respect that. Joey Porter Jr. from Dominic Schrader. I know, Dominic, he is your guy. Welcome into the show. DJ KJ. He's got a question in there. He's already using hashtag Steelers. I love it. We got Just the Right Joint. Cam the Man Hollywood. All right, guys, keep getting those answers in there. We're going to give a couple more shout-outs here, but I'm going to bring on my host, or my co-host here in this endeavor, Mr. Jeremy Chuggs.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go. We gotta get a here we go, Steelers to start off the day. Chuggs, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I get to be on Steelers Live today. So
I know you get to talk Steelers football with the Yinzers.
My day's a little bit better with the Yinzers. Welcome in, boys. Let's go.
All right, so who is your favorite Steelers player right now?
I mean, it's got to be TJ Watt.
I love TJ.
TJ's a monster.
He's getting slept on, too, because last year, he dealt with the injury. He came back. He wasn't 100%, and his production dipped a little bit. But people forget that he tied the all-time sacks record with 22.5 back in 2021. And I see people saying that Myles Garrett is better than TJ Watt. I say no freaking way. If you look at the numbers between those two throughout their careers, it's no comparison. TJ Watt is the best.
I've seen him put on the same level as Matthew Judon.
Dude, if anyone is comparing to Matthew Judon to TJ Watt, you just don't know ball. I'm sorry.
TJ eats as much as a sumo wrestler at a CC's Pizza. He eats all day, every day.
Was it Tyler Jones that compared those two?
No.
There's okay.
You're
talking about TJ Watt. I thought you were talking about our TJ, Tyler Jones, our Ravens host and Patriots host.
No.
Because I thought he was on Patriots, and he compared Matthew Judon to TJ Watt.
No.
Anyway, man, I think TJ Watt, if he puts up another great season, along with Defensive Player of the Year, which is another possibility for him this year, Comeback Player of the Year, because he was hurt for half of last year. Does that count?
I don't know.
Is he kind of a candidate for that? I don't know. Go home with 2 trophies? That'd be kind of nice. All right, now let's talk a little bit right now about Mike Tomlin, the head coach. We're going to be doing an open discussion later on in the show regarding Coach T, but let me know in the comments section, what is your confidence level in Mike Tomlin as the head coach of the Steelers right now? For me, I'm at a 10. I think Mike Tomlin is one of the top 5 head coaches in the National Football League. I will be explaining my reasonings for that later on in the show.
Greatest Steelers head coach of all time?
No, Chuck Noll is still number 1. Like, he dominated an entire freaking decade, and he built that team in the 70s from the ground up. Okay, so like that was his team, completely dominated the decade. Mean Joe Green, the Steel Curtain.
So you're saying So you're saying Tomlin only started off good because it was Cowher's teams?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if that's one of the things that really bothers me is when people say, "Oh, Tomlin only won that championship because it was Bill Cowher's team." And it's like, yes, a lot of those players were transitioned from the Cowher era to the Tomlin era, but like Bill Belichick says, I'm going to say it time and time again, good players cannot overcome bad coaching. We've seen that with Matt Canada here with the Steelers offense. If you do not put your players in a position to succeed and you can't command a locker room as an NFL head coach, you're not going to win a Super Bowl. Point blank, period. NFL head coaches do not accidentally win Super Bowls. And Mike Tomlin has shown throughout the entirety of his career that I think he's number 1 in the NFL at commanding a locker room. The charisma that he possesses, that he brings to the locker room, the respect that he garners from grown-ass men in an NFL locker room. It's just unmatched. It's simply unmatched. The way that he was able to keep Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger, big egos during the Killer Bees era, under control and together for as long as he did is incredible. We saw what happened with Antonio Brown once he wasn't under Mike Tomlin's tutorship.
He became a real killer bee.
Yeah, he became a real killer bee. Rest in peace, the Albany Empire, by the way. His arena football team got this.
Damian, I see some of y'all putting hashtag Steelers in the comments. Make sure we're actually going to be using hashtag Tomlin today.
Hashtag Tomlin, all right? Put your comments, your concerns, your questions on Mike Tomlin. I'm going to be addressing those during the open discussion portion of today's show. Really excited about that one. We've done Kenny Pickett. We've done Matt Canada. Today, we go for the big boy here with Mike Tomlin. And then also, guys, I want to let you guys know, if you're an NBA fan and you want to see something on YouTube here to kind of accompany the NBA draft coverage tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be going live on the Chat Sports main YouTube channel for our coverage of the NBA draft. Okay?
Best coverage on YouTube.
Best coverage on YouTube, point blank, period. Okay, we completely trounce everybody else on YouTube, so it's definitely the best show out there. You can go to youtube.com/chatsportstv to find the main YouTube channel here from Chat Sports. That's where it's going to be. Turn on your notifications so you know whenever we go live on that channel. So if you're an NBA fan, Pennsylvania, if you're a 76ers fan maybe, that might be a good thing to tune into.
Or just a fan of the NBA, because, besides the number 1 pick being this 7-3, not Sperry, not that 7-3 guy, the 7-3 guy that's next to Sperry, Victor Wembanyama. We know he's going 1. Besides that, we don't really know much about who's going where.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. There's a lot of guys with some pretty nice upside in this year's draft. I think the first top 10 picks, the first 9 or 10 prospects, you got some pretty good talent there, and then there's a drop-off, but I think that there's some pretty good players in this year's draft.
I love Scoot.
You love Scoot?
And I'm so pissed he's not going to be a Rocket.
It's an elite name.
He's not going to be a Rocket, and it still is upsetting me.
All right, so let's continue on with the Steelers talk here. What player who made the team last year is a prime cut candidate for this year? Let me know down in the comments section. We're going to give a couple of shout-outs here in just a second. A player that made last year's Steelers roster that doesn't make it this year. I got my 8 names coming up later on in the show. You guys let me know what you guys think down there in the chat. So, Chuggs, do you have any ideas about a guy that might get cut here?
Yeah, the tricky part is we already saw some of the bigger cuts before training camp even happened.
Yeah.
Arthur Maulet.
Yeah, and then William Jackson III and Akello Witherspoon and, lots of different guys got cut.
Anthony Miller.
Anthony Miller this week, of course.
He didn't really make an impact last year due to injuries.
Yeah, he didn't play at all. He was a training camp standout last year, and he was supposed to make an impact. And I was like, okay, you got a bunch of wide receivers that
he is 100% going to be in the XFL.
He should be. I think he'd be a star in the XFL, just like Hakeem Butler was this year.
Yeah.
And right now, what that tells me with Anthony Miller out the door, Hakeem Butler is one step closer to making this roster, and I think he's going to make it.
And I see Damian Roy saying it in there. Also, Matt Hyde, DJ KJ, Steelers dad, Snowman. They're all given names, but I mean, two popular ones that you'll probably be talking about later.
Probably.
Kendrick Green and Dotson, both on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Kendrick Green, maybe one of the bigger disappointments from Steelers drafts in the past couple years.
Man. Like, he was supposed to be that next great interior offensive lineman.
He's supposed to be the center of the future.
And, right now he's getting second-team reps with the centers, so he could earn himself a spot as a backup center. But the emergence of seventh-round rookie Spencer Anderson in practice, playing multiple positions along the interior there, it's going to make it more difficult for him to make it, because if Spencer is able to step in right away as your swing, like offensive guard / center, you probably, you might cut a couple of players there that are on the interior.
And honestly, if without the ties, which I don't think he'll be cut, but Hayward, where does he fit as a tight end 3-4 fullback role?
Yeah.
If his brother wasn't the star defensive tackle, if Cameron wasn't amazing, I don't know if Connor would have a spot on this team.
I would disagree with that, and here's why. He's a really good route runner.
But still, do you need 4? What teams carry 4 tight ends?
Yeah,
not a lot.
He's going to be like a Swiss Army knife.
And
if his name was Smith and not Hayward, he would still be as versatile as he is now. So that's why I would disagree with that.
But
go ahead.
Like I said, how many teams are carrying 4 tight ends?
Not many.
And 2, if you really want a route runner, you're going to go get a receiver. You're not going to look for a Connor Hayward type player who's oversized, not as fast as receivers, not as quite big as tight ends. He's a real tweener.
Yes, he is.
That kind of doesn't he's versatile, but not because he's really good at everything. I would say it's because he doesn't fit in certain places, and he's a good route runner and everything for a tight end, but he's not that size. And then he's not as fast enough to play on the outside. So it's like.
So I would say, put him at fullback. He is perfect for that Kyle Juszczyk receiving threat at fullback. He's got the perfect body for it. He's a little bit shorter, chunkier. He can block because he's a tight end right now. I think if Matt Canada was smart, he would put him at fullback.
Matt's saying Gentry would get cut before Connor does.
Yeah, I would probably say that. Yeah. Because Freiermuth is a decent blocker. He's not fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you got Washington, who would be your true blocking tight end, and then Hayward would be kind of that receiving threat. I think it'd be close between Connor and Gentry, because if Washington gets hurt, you straight up don't have a straight blocking tight end in that scenario. But, I think that they're going to hold 4 tight ends this year, and they're going to move Connor around the offense at fullback. Might even have a couple of 2 running back sets. Use him at tight end and maybe some 13 personnel this year. If Matt Canada really wanted to be creative, he has the opportunity to do that this year. And if Darnell Washington explodes as a receiver this year, 12 personnel is going to be unblockable for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm pumped about it. All right, so we got some super chat menu items for you today. Got some great stuff for you. $5, is going to get you a Here We Go Steelers chant. I got the terrible towel right here. At $10, we're going to spin the wheel. We got a bunch of different things on a wheel. We're going to spin that. If you send in $10, one of the spots on the wheel is Bean Boozled Beans for both me and Chuggs. 2 weeks ago, it landed on my name 7 times, which was a little bit sus if you ask me. But we got the Bean Boozled Beans right here once again. And then a $20 super chat. We're just going to give you an automatic bean. You tell us which one of us you want to take the bean. And then if you put in $100 total today, you are going to join the exclusive Steelers Talk Gold Club. Currently has 6 members. Shout out to Austin Tardif, Mo Love, Brian Love, Nathan Glass, James Lombardo, and His Highness King Yinzer, Anthony Fuller, for being in Steelers Talk Gold Club. Now, what do you get if you are part of Steelers Talk Gold Club? Number one, you get an awesome super chat sticker. Every single time we put your comments and stuff on the show, it's going to show that you're a member of Steelers Talk Gold Club. And by the way, it's a lifetime membership, so if you get it once, you're in there for life. And then also I'm going to give you a follow back on social media, whether that's Twitter, Instagram. You can hit me up whenever you want, talk Steelers football. And then also, this is the real big one, 3 free raffle tickets for every single raffle we have here on the channel. We're about due for a raffle. We'll probably be doing one here. in the next couple of weeks, I would say. We're probably going to do one. Not quite sure on what, but if you want to, for life and for free here, 3 free raffle tickets for every single raffle we have here on the channel.
You can put it in your will.
Yeah, you can put it in your will. Send it down to your kids, man. All right, so also, we got one more thing to put on the menu. We discussed this right before we started. We have the Chat Sports gong right here next to me.
Maybe just on the fly. I kind of want to do it, and I don't know if we'll get there at the current number. Let's cut that in half.
Cut what in half?
The number for the gong.
So what are you thinking? So we're going to do this, guys. $50 super chats today. We are going to hit the Chat Sports gong. Do you want to show them the gong real quick here, Jeremy? We got a brand new gong here at Chat Sports.
$50 super chats from one person in total.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to just be a $50. But
so if we get to 50, we are going to hit this gong. You can see it right here. Isn't this beautiful? We are going to hit that for you if you put in $50 today. Really do appreciate all the support, guys. And if you don't want to send in Super Chats today, that's absolutely okay. We're here to talk about Steelers football. We'll be talking about Mike Tomlin later on in the show here, so make sure you put your questions along with #Tomlin for a shot to be on today's mailbag. And then also you can just Super Chat with your question, and it will automatically be put to the top of the list. So, hey, if you want a gong hit, you want a question on today's mailbag, go ahead and get that Super Chat in right now. We're about to get ready to go here, so make sure to like today's video. Chuggs and I, we put a ton of work in making this show happen every single week. We really do appreciate all the support, but if you want to thank us for all that hard work that we do, man, go ahead and click that thumbs up icon.
Just go down there and give it a little tickle.
We'll start today's show once we get to 30 likes. We're at 22 now.
Just go down there and give it a little flick.
Yeah, just
flick the like button.
It takes about half a second.
Yeah,
that's all it does.
Maybe go down there.
Just get in there.
Circular motion. Give it a little one of these.
We're at 22 likes, guys. Come on. We need to get to 30 before we start. Let's get this party started. We got the 25. Come on. 5 more.
It's
free. All right, 2 more. We're at 28. Come on. Who's going to get us over the top? There we go. 32. All right, so coming up here. Juicy Steelers news and rumors content. Gonna be talking about Alex Highsmith, Patrick Peterson, and
then juicy.
And then a secret offensive weapon here, or the most important Steelers offensive player, at least in my opinion. Later on in the show, we got some Steelers cut candidates, and then also we're gonna be having our open discussion on Mike Tomlin. Chuggs, are you ready to get today's show on the road?
I think I'm about ready. Are you ready?
I am about as ready as I could possibly be. All right, man.
Let's get it. Let's get ready to Steelers.
All right, Steelers news and rumors coming at you right now. Welcome in to Steelers Talk Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Alex Highsmith because there's a report out there that the Steelers are getting close to getting a long-term extension done with the edge rusher, and then also Patrick Peterson. There's a report going around that he's playing a ton of nickel cornerback in practice right now. And then finally, who is Pittsburgh's most important offensive player heading into the 2023 season? Going to be breaking all these topics down for you here in just a second. But first, tomorrow night, we are going to be having our live coverage of the NBA draft on the Chat Sports main YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/chatsportstv. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want a little bit of coverage to go along with what you're watching on TV, some commentary from us here at Chat Sports, we have the best NBA draft coverage on YouTube live for you starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. All right, so now let's start with Alex Highsmith here, and is an extension on its way. We've been waiting all offseason for a deal to get done after Alex had a 14.5 sack season in 2022, and ESPN's Brooke Pryor came out with a report that a deal is getting close, and it's going to be for less money than you potentially think. This is what Brooke had to say. Highsmith displayed his value in 2022 with a career-best 14.5 sacks, and the Steelers are optimistic about reviving a solid 3-man outside linebacker rotation with the addition of Marcus Golden. Continues to say here, still Pittsburgh doesn't seem likely to shell out a huge contract for Highsmith. A four-year deal in the neighborhood of $14 million per year would give him the fourth largest cap hit on the Steelers roster. Now, for any Steelers fan out there, this is fantastic news, okay? With the Pittsburgh Steelers already paying TJ Watt the highest amount annually of any edge rusher in the league right now, being able to save a little bit on a guy like Alex Highsmith, who is an elite Robin, if I can quote Mike Tomlin, is fantastic. You take a look at the top 10 paid edge rushers in the National Football League right now, Alex Highsmith wouldn't even be in the top 10 right now if he was signed. And if it's a 4-year deal, by the end of that deal, the Steelers are going to be getting a steal on somebody that could be a perennial all-pro edge rusher by the time he's done with that contract. Last year, Highsmith really came into his own. The missed tackle rate was a little bit higher for my liking, but he's still relatively young, and he really showed his ability to get after quarterbacks. I believe he was tied for 22nd in total pressures last year, 14.5 sacks and 12 tackles for loss. He is very much an impact player. Whether or not TJ Watt is on or off the field, I think he's going to be a fantastic member of the Steelers long term. And the fact that he's willing to come back to Pittsburgh on $14 million or somewhere around that ballpark is a testament to Mike Tomlin and the culture that he has fostered here in Pittsburgh, okay? If it was just any other organization, right, Highsmith would be asking for that number one edge rusher type of money. But because he loves it here in Pittsburgh, because he loves playing with Cam Hayward and TJ Watt and all the players on Mike Tomlin's defense, and he loves Coach T and the environment that comes with being a part of this organization, he's willing to take less money and solidify this team as having one of the best pass rushes in the NFL for many, many years to come. So let me know what you guys think about Alex Highsmith down in the comments section. Is he worth the $14 million per season, or do you want to see him walk in NFL free agency next offseason? Type P if you would pay him, or type W if you would let him walk. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So here's what's going to happen. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. Now let's shift to Patrick Peterson. And there's been a couple of reports lately that Pat Pete could be making a kind of a role change from what he's used to seeing in defenses around the league. So he's always been an outside cornerback that likes to play press, right? He's somebody that's always played on the outside. He's never played in the slot in his entire career in the NFL. Now that he's coming to Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin and him have been talking for months about converting him to a nickel star corner, and I think that he's going to do a really nice job. Patrick Peterson, someone with some of the best instincts in the National Football League at the cornerback position still. He's not quite the athlete that he once was, but man, 5 interceptions last year, had the highest coverage grade from PFF in his entire career last year. This guy can still ball, and I cannot wait to see what he does in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, alongside some really stud rookies, in my opinion. Corey Trice Jr. has been lighting it up in OTAs. Same thing with Joey Porter Jr. I think Trice will probably sit the bench for a little bit in favor of Levi Wallace to start the season. But Levi Wallace and Joey Porter Jr., they're outside corners only, okay? So when they're in their nickel packages and they have 3 corners on the field, Patrick Peterson is going to be kicking inside to that nickel star position where he's going to be allowed to roam and follow guys and really read the quarterback's eyes and just screw stuff up for the opposing offense, which is exactly the role that I want to see him in. Now, the question is, will he thrive at this new position? Because we just simply don't know how he's going to make this adjustment. He's been an outside corner his entire career. So is he really going to come in here? And can Mike Tomlin teach this old dog a new trick here by kicking inside? I certainly think that it's possible. Patrick Peterson, like I said, plays with great instincts. He's got great ball skills as well to intercept passes. I think that he was born to play this position in Mike Tomlin's defense. I think he's going to be a key role, or he's going to play a key role in an elite defense this year. So before I go over the rest of today's news and rumors surrounding the black and gold, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because if you've already made it this far into the video, we must be doing something right. So go ahead, join the family right now. We got videos on here for free every single day on the Steelers. So if you want to become an expert on your Steelers, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me right now. So my take on Patrick Peterson here is that it worries me a little bit that he is going into this year playing a position that he hasn't really played before, and that's nickel cornerback, playing a nickel star position where he's going to be allowed to roam. He's not going to be in man coverage like he has been throughout his entire career. It's definitely going to be something new, but I am very excited to see what Mike Tomlin sees in Patrick Peterson, because he called him up and said, hey, man, we want you on the team, but maybe not in the role that you're used to playing. It seems like Pat Pete is definitely excited about this new role. His teammates are saying how well he's performing in practices. I am so excited to see what the secondary looks like with Patrick Peterson leading the way from that nickel star position. So now let's talk a little bit about the player that I think is going to be the engine of the Steelers offense in 2023, and that player is none other than running back Najee Harris. Now, there's a lot of people that don't necessarily believe in Najee Harris out there in the Steelers fandom, and, they have some reasons for that. He's gotten hurt a couple of times, right? He dealt with a foot injury last year, but Matt Canada has made it abundantly clear. Najee Harris and this run game, along with Jaylen Warren as well, is going to be the focus of the offense this year. Early downs, the Steelers are going to be running the football a lot, and the reason for that is that that's what they did at the end of last season, and they finished with a 6-1 record, and that one loss to the Ravens should have been a W. Let's just plain and simply call it what it is. Mitchell Trubisky doesn't throw 3 interceptions in that game. They likely finished the season 7-0 behind the back of Najee Harris and this run game, and I really do think that Harris is primed now, going into his 3rd season in the NFL, to have a breakout season as the bell cow of this offense, get a ton of production. Last year, 272 carries. The average is not exactly what you want to see, right, with a 3.8. That's not fantastic, and just 60.8 yards per game and 10 touchdowns total. So he had 7 rushing and then 3 receiving as well. And, Najee definitely needs to turn it up a notch from those numbers here in 2023. But remember, he was dealing with an injury for a large part of that 2022 season. And then also part of it, I think, is scheme. Canada's run scheme is extremely, extremely vanilla. And he needs to kind of switch things up and tailor it more to the talents of Najee Harris. If you take a look at the run game splits for the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, okay? So outside zone, 21% of the time, all right? So that's about league average. Then you look at inside zone and duo, 33 and 14% there. Duo and inside zone, very similar run schemes. If you combine those two, that's 47% of all runs were inside zone and duo, and that's about as basic as it gets, guys. Then power, just 1% of the time they ran power last year. That's tied for 31st in the league. Counter, another power scheme, not doing that much as well. And then draw, they were 8th in the league at 4%. And then pin and pull, another power run scheme, 6%, which is about league average. And then jet sweeps, not at sweeps, jet sweeps. Sorry about the typo there. That is first in the National Football League at 10%, and that is double the next number. So Matt Canada absolutely loves the jet sweeps. He needs to get over that, and he needs to start, I think, incorporating some more of these power run schemes, these counters, pin and pull, trap, all these different types of power run schemes, because he really didn't do that last year. It was mostly inside zone, mostly duo, and that's super vanilla. Okay, out of shotgun, running duo, running inside zone. It's about as basic as NFL run games get, and that's what the Steelers were running a majority of the time. And then if somebody was coming across in motion, defenses knew it was a jet sweep because Matt Canada freaking loved that. So I think that Najee Harris, being as big as he is, being as explosive as he is, he needs to be in more of a power gap scheme that really utilizes his strength, utilizes his power. And right now, Matt Canada just didn't do that in 2022. So I'd be lying if I was a little bit worried that Matt Canada, who's been saying all offseason that the offense is so similar to what it was last year, we're going to prioritize the run like we did last year. Part of me thinks that they're just going to continue to roll with this inside zone duo type of run scheme, and it's going to be super vanilla again when I want to see more power schemes run within this run game, because I think that's what Najee Harris does really well. Jaylen Warren put on a bunch of poundage in muscle this offseason. Both of these guys can operate a gap power run scheme. That's what Matt Canada needs to transition to this year. If he doesn't, it's looking like those numbers might continue to dwindle for the former first-round pick, Najee Harris. So will the Steelers have a top 10 run game in 2023? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section by giving me a yes or by giving me a no. So now before we go, we do have some sad news here in Steelers Nation. Former Steelers linebacker Clark Hagans has unfortunately passed away at the age of 46. He was a part of that 2006 Super Bowl championship team under Bill Cowher. And it just really does suck to see somebody that was really an impact player for that Steelers defense that year. Spam 53 down in the comment section to show some love. Rest in peace, Clark Hagans. We're going to miss you, man. All right, that's going to be it for today's show, guys. Really do appreciate all the support. And until next time, here we go, Steelers. All right. First one in the books. Coming up here, we've got a Mike Tomlin open discussion, community discussion. Get your questions in using hashtag Tomlin, or you can super chat to get your question at the top of today's show. Chuggs, how you doing, man?
Now you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Doing pretty good. And doing pretty good because we have a first-time super chatter.
Oh!
Damian Roy.
Damian getting in there with a $10 super chat. For those saying go after Chase Young are in for disappointment. Bad knees, but deep pockets to get. I absolutely agree with you, Damian. I don't think the Steelers should trade for Chase Young. I've been saying that for weeks at this point. Don't think it's a good move for the Steelers. He's somebody with injury problems. Even when he wasn't injured back in 2021, wasn't very productive. He doesn't really rush with a plan. So he's not quite as good as Alex Highsmith right now. He's got maybe a higher ceiling. But if you're trading for Chase Young, you're giving him a new contract. And if you're giving him a new contract, you're letting Alex Highsmith walk. And if I have to choose between Alex Highsmith or Chase Young, I'm picking Alex Highsmith every single time. So thank you so much, Damian. We're going to spin the wheel for you here. Hopefully it's not a Sperry bean. Good Lord.
He wants a Chuggs bean.
Oh, yeah! Let's go! All right. Do we want to do that now?
I'll go get it.
All right. Chuggs is getting slapped here. Thank you so much, Damian. Appreciate the support. Again, you want to flash the super chat menu before you get up here. So we got some nice super chat menu items for you guys to choose from today. $5 going to get you a Here We Go Steelers chant. You send in a $10 like Damian did. We're going to spin the wheel. Got a bunch of great stuff on there. A $20 is going to be an automatic Bean Boozled. Hate doing them, but hey, if you guys are going to send them in, we're going to do them. We're going to finish the beans today too, Chuggs. No spitting them out, all right? And then $100 put you in Steelers Talk Gold Club for life. And then also we added another piece here, a $50 super chat. We're going to hit the gong, the Chat Sports gong that we have here in the studio. So if you want to see us bang that drum a little bit, go ahead and send it a 50. All right, so now predict it for me in the comment section. Let's talk a little bit, Steelers Nation. Will the Steelers have a top 10 run game in 2023, led by Najee Harris? Do you believe in Najee or not so much? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comment section. Going to give a couple shout-outs here. SC says yes. Give me a reasoning, too. Give me why you think that why it's a yes or a no. As I just said, guys, I think it's definitely a possibility. Najee Harris is talented enough. If he stays healthy, the offensive line does their job, I think that this could be a really good run game. And then, of course, if Matt Canada switches things up schematically, because running 50% inside zone or duo, super predictable, super vanilla, tons of jet sweeps. I mean, like 60% of the Steelers' runs last year were inside zone, duo, or jet sweeps. That is ridiculous, okay? You got so many other things you could do. You could do pin and pull. You could do gap. You could do trap. You could do straight power. There's so much more that you could do. And Matt Canada is just declining to do that. Oh, my gosh. All right. Oh, Jeremy just threw the tortilla at me. He's just upset that he's about to get slapped. And we've got another $10 super chat here from Brian Love, a Gold Club member. What's up, Brian? We'll get your super chat up here in just a second. Oh, man, Brian loves the tortilla slaps. So I'm guessing that's why he sent in a 10. He wants to see another one. What's up, guys? Alex Highsmith is worth every dollar. Let's get our boys' deal done. Couldn't agree more with you there, Brian. get the deal done, especially if it's $14 million per year. I mean, that's a steal. That is incredible. I mean, by the end of that 4-year contract, he's going to be like the 30th highest paid edge rusher in the league, maybe lower than that. So it would be such a deal for the Steelers to sign him for 14. Oh, no! Oh, my God. And then we're going to take it away. That's right. All right, so we got 2 slaps here before we start the Mike Tomlin discussion. McFlurry edits. You made it, my man. Welcome in.
Real question. You want to slap me first?
No, you slap me first.
You can slap me first.
All right. Should I fold it in half?
No.
Yeah. Just no. I'm got.
Second.
Okay. Here we go. No, you moved your face.
Okay,
all right. Just stay still. There we go. All right. Just imagine if you were tuning into this for the first time. There's a couple guys. All right.
Once again, I'm not short. Sperry's tall.
Oh, he's really playing it out, man. Oh, you got me, dude. Oh. Oh, okay. 2 slaps. 1 segment and 2 slaps out of the way. My mother's calling me out in the chat. Patty Gustafson saying wimpy Jack. I'm no wimp. Yeah, catch walleye with my bare hands there, mother. All right. Montrice Levy just subscribed. Appreciate it, my man. Welcome to Steelers Talk. Snowman says offensive line is better. 100% agree with that. Definitely excited to see them play this year.
Last chance to get your questions in. We're doing a Mike Tomlin discussion, group discussion on, is Mike Tomlin overrated, underrated? Where does he sit? What do you think about him? Do you think he's the coach for the next 10 years, or do you want to get rid of him?
Man, I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I know that this is a pretty spicy topic. I know a lot of people are vehemently against Mike Tomlin, think he's so overrated. I couldn't disagree more. I'm going to be laying out my reasonings here in just a second. Do we got enough questions here, Mr. Chuggs?
I think we're good.
All right, man. We're going to get into this Mike Tomlin community discussion here on Steelers Talk right now. Welcome in to Steelers Talk, Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry, and on today's show, we're going to be discussing the head coach. That's right, Coach T, Mike Tomlin. As a community, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on Mike Tomlin, and then I'm going to be addressing your concerns, your questions at the end of today's show. So buckle in. It's going to be a great show. But first, let me know in the comments section, what is your confidence level in the head coach, Mike Tomlin, here in Pittsburgh? Put it on a scale of 1 to 10 for me down in the comments section. Can't wait to see how you're feeling about the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. All right, now let's dive into today's show. I cannot wait to talk about Mike Tomlin. And, later on into the show, I'm going to be giving you guys the opportunity to put in questions. I'm going to answer them. For those of you that are watching this, and it's not Wednesday, we filmed this during the Steelers Talk live show, so you can't get your questions in now, just so you guys know. But I really do appreciate all the support. So now, my take on Mike Tomlin. Now, I think that Mike Tomlin is a top 5 head coach in the National Football League. And the reasoning for that is that he is one of the best leaders of men that have ever coached in the National Football League. The charisma, the ability to control the respect of the players in the locker room is second to none. And he's also a great defensive mind, and he consistently performs and gets this team in positions to get to the playoffs and have success there. So I'm really excited about Mike Tomlin's future here in Pittsburgh. Of course, 16 straight seasons without a losing record, but there are some legit criticisms that do need to be at least put into the equation here. I'm not saying that Mike Tomlin is a perfect head coach by any means, and there are some legitimate gripes. Those gripes include he needs to get the offensive coordinator right. Okay, he's whiffed on a couple of offensive coordinators, and right now Matt Canada is starting to look like another whiff for Mike Tomlin and his offensive coordinator picks. And just overall, as a defensive guy, he does lack a little bit of offensive vision, right? He hasn't brought in anybody that's really an innovative mind since Bruce Arians, and that was way back when, man. And I just think that he needs to get somebody in the room that can really modernize this offense, and I'm not sure Matt Canada is going to be that guy. And then, part of that problem as well of not being able to hire the right offensive coordinator is he just doesn't have the same connections as somebody that's been like an assistant coach, going from staff to staff, meeting new people, right? Tomlin's been here for the last 16 years. He's been around his guys. It's the same thing with Bill Belichick, right? If you're in one spot for so long and you're around the same people and you're not meeting new people at different spots and different locations, you're just not getting better, right? So he doesn't have those connections in the league to be like, hey, a new, young, exciting offensive coordinator, come to the Steelers, right? Come to the Steelers because we have that connection. He just doesn't have those connections, and that's part of the problem here with Mike Tomlin. So, but here's the thing. Mike Tomlins do not grow on trees. Now, what do I mean by that? He's an elite defensive mind. He learned the Tampa 2 defense when he started out in the league with the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's been a Tampa 2 guy his entire career, but he's more than a Tampa 2 guy. He's really an aggressive Tampa 2 kind of guy. Lots of cover 1, lots of cover 3, and then in those third down situations, he loves to go to that Tampa 2 cover 2 defense. And, there's just not many coaches like Mike Tomlin that can command the respect of NFL players the way that Tomlin does. Get the most out of his guys the way that Mike Tomlin does, and the proof is in the pudding. Okay, right now, Mike Tomlin is 6th in the National Football League in career winning percentage, and you might notice that Kevin O'Connell is a first-year head coach, so it's like, okay, that's definitely not fair there. And then Nick Sirianni, he's at 65.7. He's only a second-year head coach. So, and then Matt LaFleur with the Green Bay Packers, he inherited an MVP, Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so if you take a look at that list, and the guys that have done it for over a decade, Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, and Mike Tomlin, those 3 guys are in a category by themselves when it comes to longevity in terms of having a winning culture and maintaining that through multiple players and personnel and all these different things. Now, right now, a lot of these coaches that are listed right here, a lot of Steelers fans think are better than Mike Tomlin, but he has a higher winning percentage than all of them, better than McVay, better than Shanahan. Those 2 are the offensive, quote-unquote, geniuses that are running this new revolution on offense right now. Mike Tomlin has a higher career winning percentage than those guys after 16 seasons and going through multiple levels of personnel. Same thing with John Harbaugh, right? 60.3%, and Pete Carroll, 58.3%. Okay, so Mike Tomlin, the success and the sustainability of that success is something you just don't see from average or below average head coaches. It's just not. Now, next up, I'm going to be addressing another legitimate gripe that people have, which is the playoff record with Mike Tomlin. But first, go ahead and go to the Chat Sports website and get your hands on this awesome Pittsburgh Steelers t-shirt combo. Perfect for summer. You got the short sleeve there with the black and the helmet on there. And then for the summer here, we got a long sleeve white t-shirt. You definitely don't want a black long sleeve because it definitely, the heat gets in there. It gets all sweaty. It gets all gross. Not good at all. A white one is a lot better if you like wearing long sleeves like I do. So if this is the perfect combo for you, we got it available for you on the Chat Sports website. Go chatsports.com/Steelers combo to get your hands on this t-shirt combo today. So now I want to address Tomlin's playoff record because this is usually what people bring up. He's really great in the regular season. He consistently gets them to the playoffs, but then once he gets there, he chokes. And that is just a complete bunch of hogwash, man. Okay, 8-9 record, 47% win percentage in the playoffs. Okay, that's the only thing about Mike Tomlin's record that's below 500. Okay, plain and simply. And then he's also got 3 AFC championship appearances and 2 Super Bowl appearances. So it's not like he completely chokes all the time, right? He's proven that he has the leadership ability, the coaching ability to get his teams deep into the playoffs. Now, is this the kind of sustainable, like constantly going to the AFC Championship like the Steelers fans are kind of used to throughout their history with Chuck Noll and Bill Cowher? No, it's not. But Mike Tomlin, man, he is somebody that consistently gets his teams in positions to get themselves to the Super Bowl and win it. And that is the job of a head coach. The job of the head coach is not necessarily to win the game for the players, right? It's up to the players. It's up to the coach to give the players the proper foundation to give themselves a shot at a title. And then once you get there, there's a bunch of different variables in the do or die system of the NFL playoffs, right? There's injuries, there's luck, there's all these different things that come into play. And just like that, your season can be over. And unfortunately for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, especially during the Killer Bees era, that just consistently happened, and that just ended with Mike Tomlin never winning another Super Bowl after his second season as head coach, of course, with Big Ben Roethlisberger against the Cardinals in that classic Super Bowl with the San Antonio Holmes catch. So I really do think that Mike Tomlin is somebody that excels in many areas. Number one, commanding the locker room. He is number one in the National Football League at getting the most out of his players in terms of buying into the program. Then he's also fantastic at teaching defensive technique. Look at all the players that he has developed throughout his career. T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Right? Fitzpatrick was kind of a dud in Miami. He comes to Pittsburgh, completely changes his career trajectory in large part to the guidance of Mike Tomlin on the defensive side of the ball. He is an elite defensive mind, and he definitely gets the most out of his roster year in and year out. We saw that in the waning years of Big Ben Roethlisberger's career when he could barely throw it 20 yards down the field by season's end because his body was deteriorating, and that was like for 3 or 4 seasons there towards the end of his career. And Mike Tomlin still got this team in position to win and get to the playoffs and get to at least 500, right? That is absolutely incredible. Time and time again to never have a losing season. It's just simply incredible. And he's one of the best leaders of men and getting the guys in the locker room to buy in than anybody that has ever coached in the National Football League. So now I am going to take your questions and concerns regarding Mike Tomlin now that you know how I feel about it. But before we get into that, let me know in the comment section. Will Tomlin lead the Pittsburgh Steelers back to the playoffs in 2023? Give me a yes or give me a no. Let me know how you're feeling about the Steelers here in 2023. All right, now let's take some questions here. First one comes from Dominic Schrader, who says, Colin Cowherd always says defensive head coaches are the reasons teams don't succeed, and offensive coordinators are head coaches, I think is what he's trying to say there, are why other teams do. Is Tomlin this team's poison? No, I don't think so, Dominic. You look at defensive head coaches, there's been a ton of defensive head coaches throughout the history of the NFL that have definitely shown that they can win championships. Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin. There's a lot of guys in this league that have shown that they can win Super Bowls, right? And, I think that offensive head coaches do have an advantage because defensive head coaches, if they get a really good offensive play caller, that guy is leaving to be a head coach elsewhere. All right, and one of the reasons why Bill Belichick has been so successful is because Josh McDaniels, he got his first job. He was fired quickly. He could come back, and he spent a ton of years as Tom Brady's offensive coordinator, and nobody wanted to hire him. And then even when the Colts wanted to hire him that year, he said no thanks, and he stayed with the Patriots until he got the right opportunity. So Bill Belichick really lucked out in the offensive coordinator department. Mike Tomlin has made some really bad picks at offensive coordinator, which is one of the reasons why the Steelers haven't been able to get that second ring for him throughout these 16 years. But I think Tomlin, when it comes to what's important in a head coach, right, building culture, getting guys to buy in, getting the most out of his players. Nobody does that better in the National Football League than Mike Tomlin. Now we got a question from Chris Mannerful here. Says, do you think he can be the best coach in the NFL in the next 2 years? So he's definitely in the top 3 right now, in my opinion, when it comes to being a true head coach. I'm not talking about schematically or anything like that right now. I'm talking about true leaders of programs. I think right now the numbers show that Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, and Mike Tomlin are in a league of their own. And, I think that Mike Tomlin is, just right up there with Bill Belichick and Andy Reid in terms of his acumen on his side of the football. Now, I would give Belichick the edge when it comes to schematics on the defensive side of the ball. Same thing with Andy Reid. I think Reid is a little bit more advanced on the offensive side of the ball than Tomlin is on defense. But overall, man, Tomlin, I think is probably, you could definitely make an argument. He's a top 3 head coach in the league right now. Next question comes from Joel Bradley, who asks, what do you think is the biggest mistake of Tomlin's career? Right now, it's hiring Matt Canada. Right now, I would say that's probably his biggest mistake. And Matt Canada is somebody that's, if he has a stinker of a year this year, when expectations are so high for this team heading into the year, and Kenny Pickett stinks, and the run game can't get going, and the defense is great, but the offense just continuously holds this team down. That will be such a disappointment, and when it's all said and done, that could be the biggest mistake of Tomlin's career. Then we get to Matt Hyde here. He says, do you think that the defense can get more than 70 sacks this year? 70 is a big number, but I wouldn't put it past this defense, man. Cam Hayward is an absolute beast when it comes to rushing the passer on the interior. He doesn't get mentioned enough with the Chris Joneses and the Aaron Donalds, man. Cam Hayward is absolutely a fantastic football player, and because he's in Pittsburgh, he gets kind of crapped on a little bit, which is a shame. And, last year the Eagles had 70, so they led the NFL, and it's going to be tough to get to that number, but when you got Highsmith, you've got Watt, you've got Keanu Benton who can get after quarterbacks too, and you got Cam Hayward, Larry Ogunjobi as well. This is a stacked pass rush, man. I'm not going to put it past this team to put up 70. Then we got Mr. Berg, or Mr. Bruh here, nice name, says it's not his fault. The Steelers started 2-6. It's Canada's fault. Now, it's everybody's fault. Mike Tomlin would be the last person that wants to hear that from somebody. He's going to say, I'm going to take responsibility for my team, and that's one of the reasons why I love him. He's so accountable to everything, including his playoff record, by the way. But, I think that Canada did play a big role, no question about it. But, if it's Canada's fault, you have to ask yourself the question, who put him there? And I think that's the best argument against Mike Tomlin, is that he doesn't have a great offensive vision. He doesn't really know how to identify offensive talent and where the league is trending towards. I think that's probably his the biggest knock on him right now. And unless he gets that offensive coordinator spot fixed, whether it be Matt Canada or somebody else, Tomlin is not going to win another Super Bowl point blank. Then we got a question here from Nothing who says, if Tomlin wins a playoff game this year, will people finally stop saying he's a bad coach? I hope so. He's a great coach, man. He's always putting this team in positions to win. The Steelers fans, let's just say this, they don't really know what it's like to have like a terrible football team, like a 4-win team, right? It's been a very long time since the Pittsburgh Steelers have been that bad. And, Steelers fans look at an 8-8 season or a 9-8 season, and they're like, that's a terrible season. And it's like, yes, according to the standards of the Steelers, but when you look at the league average, right, so many teams spend like decades trying to just get to 9-8, 10-7. Now, I understand the goal is to win championships, and absolutely, that should be the goal. And Mike Tomlin will be the first one to tell you he needs to get another one, and fast. But man, I tell you, there's just not many coaches in the league that can maintain a level of success throughout the course of time, especially in the AFC with all the talent that he's had to deal with. So I appreciate all the questions, guys. This has been a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys had fun as well. Make sure you click that subscribe button for more community discussions just like this one. Of course, we have Steelers Talk live shows every single Wednesday. So if you want an interactive Steelers experience here on YouTube, 100% free, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me right now. All right, man. 2 down, 1 to go.
Dude, it is thundering.
Yeah, it is downpouring here in Dallas, Texas. I could hear it.
If you heard Sperry pause for a slight second, that's because we heard one of the most loudest thunder cracks.
Yeah, it was
mid-show.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't raining before we came into the studio.
Oh, it sounded like somebody just cracked a whip in this room when that happened. Like, that was loud.
All right, man. Well, I want to talk about this for a little bit. Let me know in the comments section, will Tomlin lead Pittsburgh to the playoffs in 2023?
Rosie's hiding in the bathroom.
Oh, my dog. So Cassie is in the chat, my girlfriend, for all of you that are, watch the show. And my dog, Rosie, because it's thundering right now, she's currently hiding in the bathroom.
Cassie, what's for dinner?
Poor Rosie. Yeah, I don't know what's for dinner tonight. We haven't talked about it yet. We'll figure that out. But get your answers into this question here. Will Tomlin lead Pittsburgh to the playoffs this year? I think yes. Chris C. says yes as well.
I want to say yes.
If Matt Canada just gets like minimally more creative, doesn't run jet sweeps, 10% of the run plays, gets a little bit more in-breaking routes, gets Calvin Austin III involved a little bit more. You get a little bit of growth from George Pickens, a little bit of growth from Kenny Pickett. Arrow's pointing up. This is the year.
Austin Sperry, is that family member Austin Sperry?
No.
Oh, okay.
At least I don't think so.
But I think he has a point where it's like the Steelers until, especially with the defense they have, with Mike Tomlin being the head coach, they're going to be in the hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Every single year.
Even in a loaded AFC. I mean, last year, you look at what happened to the Steelers. They lost like a couple of games late because of special teams errors. They had a Mitch Trubisky 3-interception game against the Ravens that they should have won. Like, they had some really bad breaks last year, and they were a lot better. They were probably an 11-win team. They were probably as good as an 11-win team. We got a $2 super chat here. Who will be the best player on the Steelers team this year?
Thank you, DJ KJ.
It's either going to be Minka or TJ, just because those are the mainstays. Minka's still relatively young. TJ is still, he's getting up there, but he's not like old right now. It's going to be one of those guys. It's going to be somebody on the defense.
3 words. Joey Porter Jr.
I mean, I think he's going to be an awesome outside cornerback because you see what the Steelers like to do on defense. Cover 1 and cover 3. Put your corners on islands, essentially, man coverage, and just tell them to go beat somebody up in press coverage. That's what they like to do. It's what Tomlin's always done. And Joey Porter Jr. was born to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. His dad was a Steelers legend. He's got extremely long arms. He is incredibly strong. You cannot block him in the run game or the screen game. He's just a freak. And, in some other defenses, like a Fangio-style system where he'd have to play off coverage all the time, he might have struggled in his rookie season. But now that they're just going to be able to tell him, line up across from somebody and just go bully them, he's going to be awesome from day one.
Let us know in the chat. Who do you think is going to be the best Steelers player this season? Hard work, Hines 57, says Alex Highsmith.
Highsmith over Watt? Maybe. If Watt, the only way that happens is if Watt's injury from last year, it just leads it to regression, which I don't see happening. But if Alex Highsmith gets that deal done for $14 million, he's making exactly half per season as TJ Watt, and he's the number 1 guy on the team. Oh my gosh, might have to rework that 4-year extension, man.
I don't think he's going to be the best player on the Steelers team this year, and I don't know if the stats will back this up, but I'm really pumped to see what Keanu Benton can do on the Steelers defense.
Oh, yeah. He's one of my favorites. So I was hyping him up throughout the entire draft process.
He was a Sperry psycho.
He was a Sperry psycho. He was my number 1 nose tackle, and the Steelers end up getting him in round 2, and he's going to be a good pass rusher too. Seriously. He's going to be so good, man. He is so athletic. Some of the highlights from him just blowing runs up from the nose tackle position is just insane. He's going to be such a good player. And we've got a Steelers Talk Gold Club member, a 10-piece from Brian Love. Says, Brian Love, the 2 juniors, Porter and Trice. Let's go Steelers. And Peterson floating in the nickel lookout. That's what I'm telling you, man. You got the 2 guys on the outside just bullying people at the X and Z, and then you've got both Minka and Peterson floating around in the middle of the defense. I think this might be one of the highest interception numbers, not just in Steelers history, but maybe NFL history. I think this team is going to intercept the ball so much with the pressure that they're going to be putting on quarterbacks, with the 2 guys that they got roaming in the middle of the defense. It should be phenomenal. Now let's see what Brian Love wins here. Gets some jumping jacks. Okay. So you want to show the Super Chat menu here in case for all the people that are new here?
Yeah. And
you want to explain it while I do my jumping jacks?
Go ahead, yeah. We have a great Super Chat menu for you today. We have the classic $5. Here we go, Steelers chant. $10, like you just saw, we spin the wheel. $20, we eat a Bean Boozled jelly bean where their nasty flavors like old bandage and dirty dishwater and dead fish and puke. And $100 in total, you become a member of the Steelers Talk Gold Club, where you get 3 free raffle tickets for every raffle, a follow from Jack Sperry on Twitter, and you get a cool little badge whenever you send in Super Chats, just like you saw from Brian.
And don't forget, Jeremy.
Keep on going. Don't,
Oh, come on.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
How long do I have to go?
Do it for Brian.
I'm doing it for Brian, man.
See that cool Steelers Talk Gold Club sticker? That's what you get.
Right there.
And then,
Tell them what they get for a 50. Tell them what they get for a 50.
Brian is $30 away.
$30 away, Brian, from a gong.
From us hitting the Chat Sports gong.
Oh, my goodness.
And we got another one.
Oh, DJ KJ, man. What's up, my dude? A $10 super chat. He sent in a character. You guys can't see that, but appreciate the support, DJ. Thank you for the 10. I'm going to be spinning the wheel here. I'm really tired, so I hope I don't get the jumping jacks again. Okay, let's see what we got here. Chuggs karaoke. All right. What song do you want, DJ KJ? Let us know in the chat. Brian, just $30 away from the gong, my man. So, Brian, if you send in a 30, you get a Bean Boozled, you get a spin of the wheel, and you get a gong hit. Just saying, Brian, Gold Club member.
DJ, what song would you like? Let me know.
Yeah, DJ KJ, get in the chat.
Me.
Oh, dude, my calves are on fire. Oh, dude, I did like no stretching, no nothing. Oh, I'm gonna start cramping up here. I'm telling you. So coming up here, we've got Steelers cut candidates.
Here we go.
But we're putting a little spin on it today, Chuggs, where I've got 8 names of players that made the team last year.
Here we go, Steelers.
That might not make the team this year. So I got some pretty spicy names on there.
DJ, let me know. What song would you like for me to belt before we start?
DJ, you got 30 seconds, or Chuggs is just going to pick a song for you. Oh, my goodness. Again, Brian, I'm telling you, $30. Be the first gong hit in Steelers talk history. Chuggs really wants to hit that gong, man. I'm telling you.
All right, I'm going to look up a song, DJ, unless you see something coming in.
I'll keep an eye on it. Oh, my goodness. John Davis, I think you're screwing with me. He says, do you see us? Oh, never mind. He's asking me, do you see us getting Chase Young? I do not. I think that I actually host the Commanders show here at Chat Sports as well. And based on everything that I'm hearing from the nation's capital, it's probably not going to happen.
DJ KJ, you got it.
Oh, DJ. All right. DJ sent it in. So right now we're at 59 likes, 74 people watching. If you have not liked the video, please help us out here. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. Smash that like button.
Black stripe. Yellow paint.
No, keep going. We've got a 10, another 10 from Brian Love.
Black stripe. Yellow paint. Them boys scared of them, but them O's ain't. Soon as I hit the club, look at them O's face. Hit the pedal once, make the floor shake. Swayed inside, yeah, my engine's roaring. It's the big boy, you know what I paid for it. And I got the pedal to the metal. Yeah, you got checking game. Yeah, I'm balling out on every level. Hear them haters talk, but there's nothing you can tell them. Just made $1 million, got another $1 million on the schedule. No love for them. Yeah, I'm breaking hearts. No keys. Push to start. Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
All right, Jeremy, give it up. Give it up for Jeremy Chuggs singing Black and Yellow. All right. We got one more to get to here.
Should I just be a rapper?
Oh, actually, you should be. Jeremy Chuggs is a great rapper name. So we got a $10 from Brian Love. Now you're just a 20 away, Brian, from the gong.
I think I would have to change it to Lil Chuggs.
Lil Chuggs, yeah, I would agree with that. Excuse me. It says, loving the depth and growth in linebacker room and tight end room. Here we go, Steelers. I agree. So the linebacker is the question mark, right? With Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts, they're fine. But, are they going to be liabilities? I don't think they will. I don't think linebacker is really a position that makes or breaks a defense, especially when you got as good of a secondary and pass rush as the Steelers have. Plus, I'm excited to see Mark Robinson as well. And then the tight end room is great. I love our tight end room. All right, let's see. Oh, another one! Another Chuggs karaoke.
Oh. I'm just realizing I misspelled my own name.
You did?
Chuggs.
Oh, it is Chuggs. All right, man. What do you want?
Brian, do you want me to pick or do you want to pick the song?
Yep, let us know what song you want. Oh, I see Daft Cannon. Jack, how much for a boot? Oh, dude, I don't want to do a boot. It might be a... Tell you what, Daft Cannon.
Oh. All right.
I don't know, man.
Brian said I pick. This was the song I was going to do before DJ said Black and Yellow.
Daft Cannon, I'd have to say a $200 would probably have to be it. For me to do another boot, because let's face it, man, when I drink boots, it's humiliating. It takes like at least 30 minutes.
If you know the words at home, you can join in with me. Sperry, you as well, if you know the words.
Okay.
Me, 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 me.
Ma. Belt it out loud, Songbird.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Then when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Gonna put up tough because you know that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby, I want to get with you and take your picture. The homeboy's trying to warn me, but that butt you got making me so horny. Ooh, ruffles smooth. You say you want to get in my bins? So use me, because I ain't that average groupie. I see her dancing. Heck with romance, and she sweat, wet. Gotta turn like a turbo jet. I'm tired of magazines saying flat butts are the thing. Yeah, ask the average man, ask him what. She got a pat bust back. So, fellas.
I like big.
No, you say yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fellas.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend got the butt?
Yeah.
So shake it. Shake that up.
Jeremy Chuggs with another performance for the ages. Well done, my friend. My mother watches this show, man. Okay.
And she has big butts and cannot lie.
Cannot lie. She has a big booty. All right.
I think that's where we go to the cut candidates video.
I would agree. Brian, you're just 20 away here from a gong hit and a bean boozled. So if you want, man, go ahead, do that. Steelers Talk Gold Club member showing up today. Appreciate it. But until then, let's get into these Steelers cut candidates right now. Welcome into Steelers Talk, Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry. And on today's show, I'm going to be breaking down 8 Steelers cut candidates with a little bit of a twist. I'm going to be naming 8 guys that made the team last year that might not make the final 53-man roster in 2023. But before I reveal my list here in just a second, join the fam today by clicking that subscribe button. We have free Steelers content for you here on the channel each and every day. We have a Steelers Talk live show every single Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then during this Steelers schedule this year, all 17 games, we're going to be covering live here on the channel via our live watch party. So if you want the most comprehensive Steelers fan experience here on YouTube, do me a favor, click that subscribe button right now. So let's start with a position here, the wide receivers that I think could be cut candidates. Guys that made the team last year, and again, make the team, I'm talking about practice squad as well. Gunnar Olszewski and Cody White. So the wide receiver room got a lot better this year, okay? You still have Deontay Johnson and George Pickens, But you add Allen Robinson via trade. Calvin Austin III did not play in 2022 due to a foot injury, is back. You added Hakeem Butler, who apparently has been playing well in camp. And then Miles Boykin is a special teams ace that is a near lock to make the team. And usually teams, they like to carry 6 wide receivers. Okay, but if that's the case, right, if Butler makes the team, that means Gunnar Olszewski is the guy that made the team last year as their special teams kind of person with kick and punt returns. Had a couple of big mistakes, namely in the Patriots game where he muffed a punt that led to a big Patriots score. Gunnar Olszewski, just plain simply, is not a good wide receiver, in my opinion. When he played last year, could not create any separation. He's not very sneaky with his footwork or anything like that. He doesn't have great hands. He's mostly just a special teams player. And if the Steelers are just going to keep 6 wide receivers this year and Hakeem Butler earns that final 6th spot, Gunnar Olszewski is going to be somebody that is put to the wayside. And same thing with Cody White, another kind of bigger receiver at 6'3", 215 pounds. But if you're going to be carrying Hakeem Butler and George Pickens, 2 true X wide receivers, Cody White doesn't really have a spot on this roster, if I'm being completely honest with you. So let me know down in the comments section, what's a player that made the 2022 roster last year that will end up getting cut by the Steelers this year? Let me know down in the comments section. It's going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So here's what's going to happen, man. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by giving me a name of a player you think is going to get cut. All right, second position, the breakdown here. Interior offensive line. Kevin Dotson, Kendrick Green, 2 guys that were on the Steelers last season that I think could potentially get cut because of the emergence of 7th-round rookie Spencer Anderson, who is being seen as somebody that could potentially make this roster as a swing interior offensive lineman. Now, is it possible that Kevin Dotson makes the team? Absolutely. He started for them last year. He has experience in this system. He's a good depth piece. But the thing is with Kevin is that Mike Tomlin likes to say, we want volunteers, not hostages. And there's some, indication that Kevin Dotson doesn't want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He wants a shot to be a starter after the Steelers have kind of brought in some players to replace him in his role in the offense this year. And Kevin Dotson, to me, is somebody that's decent. He's okay, especially in pass protection. But as a run blocker, he's absolutely terrible. And, he's kind of a lower level replacement guard in this league. Would somebody trade for that? Maybe. But if no one comes to fruition here and Spencer Anderson continues to impress, Kevin Dotson could be on the chopping block. And then Kendrick Green, somebody that was expected to be the center of the future here in Pittsburgh. Right now he's getting second. He's moving back to center after spending some time at guard. He's taking a lot of second team reps at center, at least during OTAs and minicamp. But last year he didn't play at all. Okay, so I'm looking at Kendrick Green as a guy that could potentially be put by the wayside here in 2023. Again, especially if Spencer Anderson continues to impress. All right, so coming up here, I got 4 more names of guys that made the 2022 roster that are maybe not going to make the 2023 roster. But first, if you are a Steelers Talk Real One and you want to show it, you want to really show your support for the channel, we've got some Real One shirts available for you on the Chat Sports website. Go to chatsports.com/Real One. I think the black one is more Steelers-ish. It's kind of more with the theme of Pittsburgh Steelers, but we got a bunch of colors. We got red, we got blue, we got a bunch of different colors. I think we've got a green one as well, a bunch of different colors for you guys to choose from, but I personally like the black one. So if you want to show yourself as a true Real One, go ahead, go to Chat Sports website at chatsports.com/Real One and get your official Chat Sports Real One shirt today. All right, so now let's move on to some other Steelers cut candidates here. Montravius Adams, defensive tackle, nose tackle, played a lot for the Steelers in 2022, but I think I've put him on every single one of my cut candidates lists during the offseason. And the reason for that is I think that the Steelers are straight up replacing him. Okay, he did not play well last year, had one of the lowest Pro Football Focus grades in the league last year for a defensive tackle, did not hold up well against the run, and that's kind of your job as a nose tackle in the National Football League. They brought in Keanu Benton, who's probably going to be the starting nose tackle because he's an athletic freak. He's really good at stopping the run. And then you also signed Braden Fajoku, who has a decent shot at winning the backup nose tackle spot. And I don't think they're going to hold on to 3 nose tackles here, especially with the way Adams played last season in 2022. I think Keanu Benton is the future of the position. I think Fajoku is a nice second option. And for the record, Adams is an okay second option, but if they're going to stick with Fajoku here, I don't think they're going to keep 3 nose tackles. I think Adams could be getting the boot. Now let's move over to special teams here with punter Presley Harvin III. Now, Steelers fans know when you draft a punter like Presley Harvin III, you expect him to perform and be one of the best punters in the National Football League. Plain simply, that hasn't happened with Presley Harvin. In fact, he's been one of the worst punters statistically in the National Football League. And this year, the Steelers brought in Braden Mann to kind of compete with him for the starting punter job. Mann's been a starter in this league before. He's been a pretty effective starter in this league before as well. So it's going to be a competition between these two guys. They're going to try to light a fire under Presley Harvin's ass a little bit here. And it really wouldn't surprise me if Braden Mann ends up winning the job here when it's all said and done. So let me know who you think wins the starting punter position here for your Pittsburgh Steelers in 2023. You think it's Presley Harvin III? Type PH, or if you think it's going to be Braden Mann, go ahead and type BM down there in the comments section. Sticking with special teams here, long snapper Christian Kuntz, fan favorite, might be on his way out because the Steelers have signed another long snapper. In fact, they got rid of Anthony Miller here just a couple days ago to bring in a guy to compete with Kuntz for this long snapper position. Rex Sunahara is the guy that they ended up bringing in. And Christian Kuntz, the reason why they would do that is kind of concerning, if you ask me. The only reason why they would bring in competition for Kuntz here and cut a really talented and promising receiver like Anthony Miller is because Kuntz hasn't been showing some good things in OTAs and minicamp, and he needs to have some competition here to, just like some of the other guys on this roster, like Presley Harvin, light a fire under this guy's ass, man. That's what they need. And I don't know if he's going to make the roster. It's certainly a possibility that he ends up getting cut because you're only keeping one long snapper. And then finally on my list here, another special teams kind of player, free safety backup, nickel cornerback, Trey Norwood. Now, because of the athletic upside, a lot of people have been Trey Norwood supporters, wanted to get him in at nickel cornerback, wanted to try him out at safety. He's played both with the Steelers, hasn't been particularly effective, and it's not like he's like Miles Killebrew, who is a special teams ace and is definitely going to make the roster this year. I think Trey Norwood is at least a shot with DeMonte KZ and Keanu Neal in that safety room. I'm just not sure if there's a spot for Trey Norwood on this roster. Now, maybe there is, right? They just released Scott Nelson, right, in NFL free agency, but I'm looking at Norwood, and he's not the most talented guy in the world, so if they want somebody else to fill out this safety room, maybe he can make it, but I definitely think that he is on the chopping block when it comes to somebody that was on the roster back in 2022. So to recap here, I've got Gunnar Olszewski, Cody White, Kevin Dotson, Kendrick Green, Montravius Adams, Presley Harvin III, Christian Kuntz, and Trey Norwood as guys that made the 2022 Steelers roster or practice squad and probably won't be with the Steelers this year, or at least have a shot to not be with the Steelers here in 2023. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. Make sure you click that subscribe button for me down in the comment section, because if you made it this far, you must be doing something right here at Pittsburgh Steelers Talk. So go ahead, click that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Oh, let's go.
I was waiting for you to see it.
A nice 20-piece from Brian Love.
Hey. Let's go. So, I think it's only fair to let you hit it.
Okay.
Reminder, you got to hold the base so it doesn't fall over.
That's what she said.
But also, I think it's only fair because you're hitting it that you eat the jelly bean as well.
All right, that's fair.
Do you want to eat the jelly bean first, or
yeah,
do the gong first?
I'll eat the jelly bean first.
Everybody, spam gong in the chat. Spam gong in the chat.
All right, we've got this Old Bandage is the flavor, and I've had one of these before, and they're terrible. So I made the promise I wasn't going to spit it out, but this was one of the worst tastes I've ever had. All right, here we go, Brian. This is what you get.
Just swallow. Just swallow. Just swallow. Yep. That's Old Bandage. It's so accurate, too, of what an Old Bandage would taste like.
All right, I did it. God damn it, I did it. Brian, you suck, but I love you, man.
Hey, appreciate you, Brian.
Oh my gosh, dude, that tasted so bad.
Dude, Daft, go get them online. It's like, I think it's like $5 or $10 to get a thing of
Daft, I'm not overreacting, dude.
Go get Bean Boozled and tell me what you think if you think we're overreacting of how bad it is.
Dude, Jeremy has literally thrown up.
Oh, it's bad.
Because of how bad these are.
Because of the barf one.
Oh my gosh, dude.
All right, Sperry.
Oh, it's bad. We got a $5 super chat from Mo Love, another Steelers Talk Gold Club member. What's up, Mo Love? Hey, you're $45 away from a gong hit, man. Appreciate you, my guy. He sent in a character, so you guys can't see that, but appreciate the love, Mo Love. I always love his picture with the Steelers dog there.
Oh, yeah. All right, Sperry, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. All right. We've got the gong here. All right. You ready?
Spam gong.
Spam gong. Let's go. Yep. Like right here? Okay. All right, ready? Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Woo! Shout out to Brian Love for the $50 today and the gong hit. Appreciate you, my guy. All right, so we got 56 people watching right now. We're getting close. We got Trizzy Trace coming in here.
Is it a gong channel now?
I suppose.
Who do you have to blow the gong on your channel?
Sperry.
Jeez.
Who's up?
So who bells you got to fondle to get the gong?
All right, so I'm going to put a shot clock on here. If we don't get $20 here in the next 2 minutes, we're going to end today's stream. But if we get 20 more bucks,
CM Punk, if we get another 50,
CM Punk will do it again. All right, so Chuggs will do it for another 50.
I do have to say that was Sperry's first one, so I know he didn't want to.
I didn't want to break it.
Yeah.
It was my first one ever. So Brian Love, appreciate you, my man. First gong hit on Steelers Talk Live.
Hey, we appreciate all of y'all.
By the way, you can split it. All right, so you can split the 50s. So if you want to get somebody to split with for another 50, we can do that. Anthony Fuller, if you're in the chat, I haven't seen you yet, my friend.
Damien.
What is Damien saying?
At $100, I want to see Sperry moonwalk.
On his butt? What does he mean by that?
I have no clue.
Moonwalk on my butt. What does that mean, Damien?
Save it for Cassie.
Yes, save it for Cat. Oh my goodness! Remember, $200, I'll do a boot, but I mean,
We don't have that much time, actually.
we don't. Yeah, no, that's right.
For you to do a boot.
I take forever to drink boots. That is absolutely correct. Oh my goodness,
Damien
man.
said, blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol.
All right, we got 1 minute left.
Blame it on
If
the
we get
shots.
20
Blame
more
it on the
dollars
Henny.
in Super Chat Rev here, we're gonna add another 5 minutes to the stream here. Okay.
Blame it on the
Plus, we'll be doing a Bean Boozled. So let me know, man.
Let me know, Steelers.
Let me know. Let me know, Steelers. Oh, Mo Love sent in a 5. You know what that means, Chuggs? Oh, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Woo!
All right, guys.
All right, man.
That's been all for today.
Appreciate everybody that showed up today. Type real one down in the chat. I want to give some shout outs here to all the people that made it to the end. 47 real ones, man. I'm telling you, in June, there's only the real ones show up for these live shows. So really do appreciate all of the real ones that made it to the end. Damian Roy is a real one. Chris Manderful is a real one.
Daft Cannon.
Daft
No Love.
Cannon.
Brian.
Damian Roy. Steelers Dad. DJ KJ. Man, you guys always show up every single week. You guys are the real ones.
Cassie's a real one.
Cassie's a real one. She is the real one. CM Punk is a real one.
Oh, yeah?
Daft Cannon, appreciate the love, my friend. He said, nice show. It was a good show. You know, we got three good segs in. We got a gong hit in. It was a good show.
It was a great show.
It was a good June show, man. I really do appreciate all the real ones that made it to the end, man. All right, so from Jeremy Chuggs and myself, man, thank you guys so much for stopping by today. We will see you guys later. Peace.